Lämpimästi tervetuloa kaikille Facebook Live-seuraajille, samoin kuin yleisölle täällä Helsingin Korjaamolla. My name is Annina Schreiner and I run a company called Wine and Beyond. And I'm more than happy to host this event and to present Generation Riesling to Finnish audience, also via Facebook Live. On behalf of myself and Saksan Viinit, I welcome you all very warmly here alive at Korjaamo as well as home with Facebook Live. And please feel free to ask questions also on site and in the chat. But first, to get us started, how about small introduction? I have five wonderful winemakers from Germany here, and I'm sure everybody would like to know more about you and your winery. So please, Thomas, would you like to start the introductions?
Yes, Annina, it's my pleasure. I'm Thomas Diehl from the Diehl Winery in Stuttgart. So we are from the lovely land of Württemberg, and our family-owned winery is now led by me in the third generation. We were founded 50 years ago in 1972, and we are pretty famous for our hoopoe. You maybe, when you go on our website www.weingut-diehl.com, you also see a picture of this little bird. And from the wine side, we have 70% of red wine, mainly Trollinger. Today I have with me Trollinger Rosé, and 30% of white wine. Of course, dominant is Riesling. And yes, so I'm the person who will show you that Stuttgart is not only famous for cars and motors and things like that, but also for wine. And yes, I'm looking forward to this evening here in Helsinki, Finland, and we'll hand over to Lena.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Lena Endesfelder. I'm from the beautiful Mosel Valley. I live very close to Trier and Luxembourg. And the main grape variety in our valley is Riesling, of course. And today I brought 4 Rieslings, also some sparkling Riesling, dry Riesling, Feinherb. It's very typical for us. And of course, sweet from the steep slopes. I'm also the 4th generation in our winery. We founded 1920. We have a very old winery with an old house. And it's made of slate. I also brought some pieces of slate on my table. I thought it's very beautiful. And on the border control, they thought, oh my gosh, what it is. And they thought it was drugs, and they did a drug test with me. Really? I said, no, it's only slate. And what's special for our winery, we run it with 3 women, with my mother, my sister and me, because my father died for 11 years. And we 3 girls said we want to go on with him. So I studied viticulture and oenology in Geisenheim. And at home I produce the grapes and the wine. That's my main part.
Hello and good evening. My name is Simon Schreiber from the family winery Schreiber. We are located in the area Rheingau, and the special one at our winery is that we are not located on the Rhine. We are located on the River Main. The River Main ends few meters beyond Hochheim into the River Rhine. We are located far east on the area Rheingau, and we are surrounded of the big cities of the Rhine-Main region, Frankfurt, Mainz and Wiesbaden. They're all around us, so we have a big local market, and for me it's the first time outside of Germany representing our wines for you. Of course, I come from the Rheingau, so I bring 4 different kinds of Riesling for you. 1 sweet one is Spätlese, and 2 different kinds of dry Riesling from basic to top level. And I'm really happy to be here. Maybe one more information: we are certified organic winery, and I'm the in our family, we first documented wine business 749, so it's a really long time. And I'm really proud that the winery is this year. I'm the chief of the winery since 1st July, so that's the first time I can represent my own winery for you.
Wow, that's great. So 1749 was it?
Yes.
Yes, long story. You have already. Okay, Henning.
Yeah, hi, good evening. My name is Henning Matern. I'm 25 years old and I'm the owner of our winery Matern. I am the winemaker and the producer of the grapes. I'm still studying in Geisenheim, but I'm more or less finished. Yeah, we are located at the beautiful heart of the Nahe region. Not quite, maybe not that famous, but yeah, we are growing. And yeah, we are located in Niederhausen, as I said, the heart of the Nahe, in the middle of the Nahe. And yeah, our main grape varieties are, as Lena's, Riesling, 80%, and then the rest of 20% is Pinot, which is Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris, and Pinot Noir. And yeah, today I've got 3 Rieslings and a easy-going, easy-drinking Pinot Gris with me.
My name is Sebastian. I'm 24 years old and I'm from the winery Sebastian Erbeldinger from the Rheinhessen region. And we are full organic certified and vegan certified winery in the southern part of Rheinhessen. There we concentrate on mainly Riesling, of course. Then we have Pinot grades, white and red Pinots. And then we have some new grape varieties, like fungus-resistant grape varieties, PVs it is called. And I brought a few wines with me, 1 Riesling, 1 Pinot Gris, 1 Pinot Noir, and 1 Sauvignac. And I would like to share my opinion on winemaking with you. And the Sauvignac, what I brought today, is also it has won a tender this year for Alco with Hartwall, with my friends there. And it's like to give you a taste of new grape varieties, what I think is a big future in the next upcoming years, because we can grow more sustainable, even as an organic winemaker.
Thank you, and welcome to all of you. So nice to see you here. And so nice to see you on Facebook Live and you all here at Korjaamo. And I visited Germany in mid-September, and I noticed that almost everything was picked already. Only Riesling and red varieties were hanging on the vines. So just shortly, what are your ideas of this past vintage of 2022? So who would like to... Do you have any thoughts about this year's vintage harvest?
Vintage 2022. It was in the beginning or during the growing season. It was very dry, like everywhere else in Europe, and it was difficult for younger vines. But the old vines, what I think most of us have in the vineyards, they have so deep roots and. It was very fascinating to see everything was very, it was like a drought, like a desert sometimes in some vineyards, and the vineyards were still green with the old vines, and it's beautiful to see this, but it was difficult as well with the, with not much water, but it was a lot of sunshine. It was great to have this hot weather during summer, and then it was difficult during harvest season because the rain, what we missed so much during the whole growing season, it all came in during our harvest. And that was difficult, but I think we have some very great quality harvested in what we have now in the cellar. In our winery, most of the wines are still fermenting, but what we taste or what we can taste for sure, it's very great, and it will be a very great and good vintage as the last couple of vintages.
Thank you, and I would like to know very much, in your own words. What is Generation Riesling we are celebrating today here in Finland? So who would like to explain that? What is Generation Riesling?
Yes, since I'm the oldest one, we figured out. Yes, I'm 30 years old, so I'm the oldest one in this round. And you are getting kicked out of Generation Riesling when you turn 35. So I have 5 years to go. Yes.
So it's true that
it's
you really
it's really tough. Yeah, take my time. Yeah, but to be honest, Generation Riesling is it's a platform for winemakers and also people who own a winery. Since me myself, I'm not a winemaker because I never studied winemaking. I came into our family winery straight from working as a consultant. So it's not only for people who studied wine, but also for people who are passionate about their family business. And we welcome everyone until they are 35. And yeah, it's 500 people all around Germany. And what I really like about the platform is everybody helps each other. So if I would call Sebastian, so Sebastian, what do you think about future wines? How is your PVs progressing? What is the market potential for it? He would help me. So, and thank you. And that's also, we have one vision to encourage the German wines in the German wine market and also the German wines outside of Germany. So that's the reason we are all the five of us are today here in Helsinki to represent the German wines, but also our passion for the wine, our philosophy for the wine, and also, the wine region Germany. And I think it's really, really important to be outgoing, to make your own heritage and your region visible. Yes, old man speaking to you young guys, maybe. Maybe Henning or Simon or Lena would like to add something.
I would like to add something because it's also unique in the whole world. Because you don't find a group so compact within 100 of kilometers with only one vision, as Thomas said. Mm-hmm. So you don't find that in the United States, you don't find that in France or somewhere else in Europe, because Riesling is nearly growing everywhere in Germany. So everyone knows how to make Riesling, and so this is our thing to bring out to the world. That Riesling is Germany, Germany is Riesling, but we can produce not only Rieslings but perfect red wines, Pinots. So this is what makes us so unique in the whole world.
Yes, and it's true that it's not so common to have such a cooperation in different wine countries of the world. So, do you have any ideas? How is it that in Germany this kind of cooperation has started? Are there some certain specific things influencing that, especially in Germany, it's evolved, this cooperation?
I think we are a large country. We have over 80 million persons who are living in Germany. And we have a really big wine market. And the thing is that in Germany we have only 40% of the drunk wine is from Germany. So the rest is outside. So lots of other countries come to Germany and drink or bring their wine to our country. And I think we all notice that our neighbor is not our
competitor.
The market is big enough for us, and when we work together and help each other, it makes all of us better.
Yes.
So I think that we notice, and I think also the small and compact part of Germany where wine is growing is not far away from each other. So we in the Rheingau, we are on the north end, and to the south of Germany it's maybe 200 kilometers, maybe 250, and then we have all or the wine region. And so one more thing is the education is located on only a few points in Germany where we can learn wine, Geisenheim, studying, and one more or a few more. And there's also the communication from when you learn winemaking. It's always open. So when I ask someone, hey, your wine is really good, can you tell me something about the wine? I can be sure that I get a true answer.
Yes, so there's this sharing of information and knowledge and experiences, and great.
And I think that we are today more open-minded with the young people. I know these guys since 3 or 4 hours, and at the first moment it was very, very funny, and it's now like friends, and that we know each other since yesterday evening with the beer, for example. And in the past, I know only from storytelling in my village that it was not that if you had a problem with your wine, for example, that you could go to your neighbor and ask him. And today it's normally that you share, for example, machines, because it's too expensive to buy all by yourself. And I think the time changed also.
Yes, I have possibly a difficult question, but what do you see as differences between being an experienced old winemaker and being a young winemaker? What are the differences?
The main difference, I think, it is, of course, the experience. But when you think about winemaking or wine growing, because we are all not only winemakers, we are farmers. We grow our grapes on our own fields. And when you look at the back days, like Lena talked about it, everybody was for his own, and now we are all we are all cruising one ship, and we are all colleagues, we are all friends in the wine scene. And today we have a better education, of course. We have the possibilities to be at Geisenheim, of course. I studied there, I think a lot of other guys as well. And we all been abroad to have some apprenticeships, to work in other wineries, to have a big view about the whole wine market. And when you see, like my father, I'm the 5th generation in our winery, and when I talk with my father about these topics, he was never in another winery working there. The only winery he worked for was our own winery. Our winery is good, he made good wine, but the difference what I have is a lot of experience in other countries, and to have a really good overview what is going on. And when you are making wine for 40, 50 years, of course you have some great experience, but sometimes I think you are in a process and you don't want to change a lot. And when you're going older, you don't want to, you do your system, and we as young winemakers, you have different views about some things. You try a lot more than when you are older. And in my opinion, that's the biggest difference. I don't know what you think about.
Now the old guy again. From my opinion. So what you just said, Sebastian, is totally right. When I finished school, I also went to wineries in south of France, New Zealand, South Africa. Did my studies there, apprenticeships, and but then I decided to do something else. So first of all, difference is we get the opportunity to do something else besides former times. When in your family there was a winery, you had to take over the winery. Now we have the opportunity to do something else. Another thing is, as a winemaker, you are not only a winemaker, a producer of wine, but also an entrepreneur nowadays. You not only have to think about a product itself, but also how to sell this product. For example, during Corona times, a lot of wineries, especially in Württemberg, they never ever had heard of an online shop. So we were a winery, we already had an online shop. today, online wine tasting, completely normal. Facebook Live, Instagram Live, completely normal. But that's also something I think changed from someone comes to your winery, buys a lot of wine, pays and goes. Today it's someone thinks about going to your winery, gets informed online, and then maybe comes to your winery for the first time and wants to know about you, your philosophy, your storytelling, etc. And then maybe buy some wine. And that's the thing. We need to change our point of view, how we produce, not only produce, but also sell our products worldwide. And I think this open-minded, globally minded mindset is quite important for our generation. But I think it's also a big privilege for our generation to travel to Helsinki, for example, because in former times my grandfather would have said, "You are crazy. Why would you go to Helsinki? It's cold over there." So, yeah.
You would have to buy a new jacket and everything.
Yes,
to go there.
maybe. Yeah. And you know, we are Swabian. We never spend money. Never.
Okay. Okay. So then you have this heritage and you have this tradition, but you also have this inspiring spark of the young generation who wants to take the next step. But what do you see? What is the meaning of tradition and heritage for you?
Yeah, well, the thing is that the heritage is very important, or the tradition. So you can't do like, I don't know. In our opinion, in the very steep ones, in the very steep single-site vineyards, where 100% Riesling is growing, you will not replace Riesling with another grape variety. So there, the tradition is as it is, but so the tradition is quite good, but you need to rethink the tradition, maybe in producing the wine, not in growing, because the very old wines in the viticulture, there you want to have the very old wines, but maybe if you rethink it in maybe producing the wine in different ways, like back in the days you only use barrels or wooden tanks. Now you are heading to stainless steel, or only a percentage of wooden into stainless steel. So there maybe the tradition will be, I don't know, sideways, or also in marketing. There, as Thomas said, like the tradition was, okay, one customer is coming to your winery, gets all his car full, and then goodbye. So there, the channels of selling your wines definitely was needed to be different nowadays. And Corona, I mean, intensed it.
Yes. And okay, please, Lena.
Okay. Yeah, I only want to say that it's tradition is good. I love traditional and the heritage, but you always have to go on. You have never to stop, and I think it's also good for the last topic we talked about, and that's why some people, they are maybe old, but in mind they are very young, because they talk to young people, and then they get some young informations, and I think it's always important in life to always go on and never stop. And tradition, we have a very traditional wine festival in my hometown, and then the girls and the boys wear traditional dresses. It's okay, and it's important for our village, but we also have then their DJ, and everybody's dancing in his traditional dress, and it's very and it's an opposite.
Yes. Yeah. It's like maybe taking a good size of both.
Yeah.
And making a mix. In a way.
And one thing, in the morning I watched a documentation about the monarchy in England, Sweden and Spain, and they they are also very traditional. It was the topic, and they also changed that they are now the young people and they fight for the monarchy. Yeah, it was very interesting. It's not only in wine, it's in other parts also.
Yes. And also the world is changing, and actually already 1/3 of German wines is red. So what are your ideas about future and what will change in the future, and what do you see as when you look ahead like several decades forward, like what do you see?
Yes, I think it's a really good question for Sebastian because he has this future wines, the PVs with him. From my side, today I also brought Lemberger, which is quite traditional and really well known for our region. But I learned today from Annina that you don't drink so much red wine in Finland yet. But yes, we are here to encourage our horizon. Sorry. But I think there is one thing what is really important on future wines is climate change. I think there are still people who think there is no climate change, but I was wearing shorts 2 days ago, and we had 25 degrees. That was end of October, so something is happening at least, and for that, also we are in Germany. We'll have more, red wines or better, better conditions for red wine, and but also for other types of wine, because I think the grape varieties need to cope with these new circumstances, and yes, and I think it's a huge exercise for all of us to find solutions for it. And I know you are talking about PVs. I'm talking about zero alcohol wine, for example, because that's also a thing we are working on right now, to think about to lower the alcohol in the wine and make a cuvée out of a wine and an de-alcoholized wine. Things like that we need to think about, because when climate change will hit us, we will have a lot of sun. Sun means sugar, sugar means alcohol. So, and now I pass over, because he is really on for this topic, to Sebastian.
All the PV new grape variety generation stuff aside, I think in red wine topic for Germany, there's a big potential for the future, especially here in Finland. We had a little chat about it before the event, and you guys drink a lot of German Rieslings and German white wine varieties, but we in Germany are growing really great red wines as well, and especially Pinot Noir. And with the climate change, of course, we have it as well. But we are in a good shape to produce in the next years very great Pinot Noirs. We have a good concentration in the grapes. We have the sunshine is coming to us, and we have a lot of similarities to the Burgundy region. And we are not going to grow now only Bordeaux grapes because it's going hotter. That's not the case. That's not the case in our winery. But I think in the future we will have very good money for value Pinot Noirs from Germany, and I see the prices from the Burgundy region, and it's going it knows only one way, and that is up. And in Germany we have such great quality, and you can taste it with the vintners here, and you can taste it that we have such a great level, and there's coming more and more in the future. And therefore my mission for the future is to bring very great Pinot Noir to you guys here in Finland, and to show that we have very good potential in the red wine sector, which is going more. And you said it, we have 1/3 with the red wine, and it's going to be a little bit more, I think, in the future. But we will see how it is. how it's going.
Let's see if after 20 years you will be Generation Pinot Noir or Generation Spätburgunder.
But there's maybe one more thing about the future. What Thomas said about the PVs, so the fungus-resistant, nearly fungus-resistant grape varieties, like Sauvignac, Cabernet Blanc. These are the most, maybe the most popular white wines, or Sauvignon Gris. But there are also some in red wine. Satin Noir, quite nice name. So they, the thing behind these grape varieties is that they don't need to be sprayed that often.
Yes.
And so to lower the amount of spraying, what we are all about, also to lower the work for the vintners, and to lower the work for the machines and all that stuff, and less carbon dioxide. Maybe that's also very, very important for the future. This is what's also quite important, not only to stay on the traditional grape varieties, but also maybe have a look to the new ones. And they are very nice for single wines, but they can be also very nice for cuvées. And I mean, the most expensive wines in the world are cuvées, and not only Pinot Noir or Riesling or what else. So cuvées, they are very important, and they are very difficult to develop. So they are not just like, oh, there's a rest, let's get together. Mm-hmm. So no, that's not true. So that's also a thing with the future, the fungus-resistant grape varieties in white and in red, of course.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So
but it's a long way to go. That's true. Yeah.
Everything has to start someday, and then it goes on. And yes, it's an art of blending also. Yes. And do we have any questions from the crowd? I think we have time for one question. Anyone?
I want to say something.
Lena, please.
Okay. I only want to tell you, maybe it's interesting. At the Mosel Valley, we are allowed to produce red wine since the 80s. So before, we are not allowed to produce red wine, so it is new for us, but nowadays it's 40 years away. And then a lot of people say that the Mosel Valley can't produce good red wines. I think it's because the people in the past, they had not the knowledge to produce it, and we had not the good old wines to produce it. And nowadays it's, like you said, I think Germany produce very, very good red wines, and I hope that you give us a chance.
Thank you. Okay, if we don't have any questions, I was so happy to host you with this discussion. I thank you all very dearly being here in Helsinki, and of your thoughts, and of course of making great wines for us all wine lovers to enjoy. So thank you so much, and I wish all the best for you and for Generation Riesling and for young German winemakers. So I think you have a glorious future ahead. Yes, thank you. And thank you also.